We just met Mike and Lisa out the front. I think they're going to put us through hell.
I think it was about 3 years ago in the old gym to train legs. And then I think afterwards it was entitled on their YouTube, Death by Leg. So I think it's probably quite apt actually. But before we go into the session, I think that's an important point, right? Anybody can just beast somebody and get them crawling out the gym. And okay, yeah, legs is especially hard, but the technique and making sure you're hitting the body parts you want to be working at paramount, and then it's the hard work on top of that.
Introducing them to things that clearly they'd never done before. So the three of them all trained together, which was good, but it was, of course, the thing is, having myself and Mike there through the whole session, it made sure that there was no rest at all. So we introduced them to a nice little warm-up of supersetting leg extension leg curls. And as you can see, as we go through the session, they seem to derobe as more and more as the session goes on.
Relatively high reps, pre-exhausting. Then we went on to some walking lunges, added resistance through chains. I mean, obviously if you haven't got chains, dumbbells, a barbell will do. It's just the chain isn't anything special, but it just sits in the center of gravity better. If you fail, it's easy to throw the chain off. What we're doing now is holding the bottom position of the lunge for 5 seconds, so it's a static hold. Then it was 2 lengths of the gym, then going straight to a sissy squat.
In the sissy squats, it allows you to keep that pelvis back, so you just literally stay well back, feel the stretch, and as you can see on Troy's legs, when he's doing it, you can actually see the movement. So the fact he's taken a couple of layers off as he's progressed is quite helpful really, because you can actually see exactly what a sissy squat is doing. Because of course the thing is, as I said, it's far too easy to come all the way back up, but it's very much about staying back in the movement, keep the pelvis back, let the hips go down, bring the hip forward as opposed to stand up straight. Now, as you, on this one now, it's highlighted lunges, but the lunge, I've shown them how to lunge properly, because initially there was a lot of weight over the knee rather than, and they're collapsing, they're literally dropping in front of us. The weight distribution is literally 50-50, but the angle of the leg is a 90-degree angle. So, and it probably didn't feel it at the time, but of course what you're doing is you're moving and distributing that weight a little bit more onto the front leg, but it's not, it's actually going more onto the front knee. And that's one thing you want to try and stay away from. So you drop straight down to the middle when you're doing a lunge and keeping that weight between the whole leg. Now, and as I said, the thing is, what we found with them, and with some people, it's very much about getting the session or even the set done as quickly as possible, so you can get away from that horrible pain and that intensity as quickly as possible. But sometimes that's not always the best way, because when you get into that, you start to bring other body parts into play. The body will do that. It will try and find ways to get away from pain as quickly as possible.
Oh mate, it's fucking terrible.
Come on.
Oh, it's a sick for you as well.
We got the sick bucket ready now, so no more running off for anyone. See who's next. Probably be me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that was a bag full of fun. And to be fair to the boy, mind, he cleaned up he cleaned his own shit up. So to be fair to him, as soon as literally it was up, it was out, and they were back in. Good, good, good. Again, no taking her away from them. Their focus was absolutely spot on. Listened to everything and did exactly what we asked of them. Once they got over the initial, I wouldn't even say shock, but the initial understanding of our expectations on a leg session, they really, really bought into it.
See, the unfortunate thing about, or fortunate, whichever way you look at it, about especially quads, is they respond well to high reps, you know, and still a relatively decent weight. So that's when you're building up a lot of lactic acid. That makes you feel, obviously, that makes you feel sick. It turns your blood acidic. That's where that sickness can come from. So on this last set of walking lunges, it's a 10-second hold at the bottom on each rep. And if you think 5 seconds is bad, believe me, 10 seconds is just like excruciating after everything. It's quite difficult after you've had a real good leg session to do, say, especially a lot of volume on your calves, but this is a session that can be done very quickly. It's basically a tri-set, heavy on the donkey, on the calf raise initially, then a calf block where you do a double bounce, then go straight onto the floor. So it's as many reps as you can with a weighted machine. 12 double bounces, 25 reps on the floor. Then you go through that circuit 3 times non-stop. Believe me, the first time you ever do that session, your calves are going to be sore for a good few days afterwards.
That was literally the hardest leg session I've ever done in my life.
So really just summing up was introducing them to a little bit more variety, but also a little bit more connection, and making them realise a little bit of time under tension, especially through the lunges and the likes, makes such a difference. Because of course the thing is, when you're doing your leg extensions, leg curls and the likes, what you're doing is engorging the muscle with blood. And when the blood is in there, that then is when it's a nice time to do the holding lunges and things like that, before you get back into the rhythm of reps again. Because of course, as you say, it's just keeping the muscle engorged and trying to push it into the different levels and onto the next level. And I think it really, really hit home with the boys how variety, time, reps and everything else can make such a difference.
It was horrible.
How many reps? I reckon the one set was 20-minute set.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, when are we stopping? It was so much.
I was looking at you going, give up now, give up.
Because the worst thing is, I was behind Mark at the lunges.
And you could see
and
me
I'm thinking, I feel fucked and I've got so long to go.
And as you say, the thing is, it was quite nice to watch this one again, because I mean, it was probably 3 years ago we did it. And as you say, it's just introducing them to a different method, different ways, and you know, they've really taken so much from it. Really good fun training with them, because again, it's surprising how much they fed off each other, which was nice. Worked well as a team and looked like they really enjoyed it, which was, you know, job done.